Good day, Bessie Mampati. Speaking in front of you is the leader of Group 12. I, Rosabel, together with my group mates, Tommy, Donna, Miguel, and Jeff, we will be discussing our conducted study entitled A Quantitative Study on How Online Selling Beneficial to Sellers, a Manifestation of Financial Status Amidst of Pandemic. With the unexpected long period of quarantine here in our country and needing to stop going to work to avoid physical contact and overcrowding, many of our family members have to stop working and just stay in our home. They have to think of anything that they could do to earn money and be financially stable in the midst of the pandemic. Government gave every family a financial assistance, but then it was not enough to support the everyday needs of a family. Online selling is one of the ways they can do so that they can earn money. Even before, when pandemic has not yet started, or COVID-19 has not yet spread widely, people tend to shop online whenever they are bored. And of course, online selling is a hassle-free to shop. That is why we, the researchers, think that to be an online seller could help a family provide their basic needs and even wants as we are in the middle of a pandemic. We, the researchers, want to learn on how online selling has been able to help families provide their basic needs and the convenience of convenience of online selling in the middle of a pandemic, so that in the future, if we will have to be in a pandemic again, but I hope not, this study will make them think of starting an online business to secure their financial status.
This study aims to determine the convenience of online selling as physical stores were not allowed to offer it, and how it can help families provide their basic needs and pay their monthly bills, as many companies have had to close to avoid physical contact and overcrowding for the safety of everyone. Here are the sub-problems. Number 1. Is online selling a reliable source of income this pandemic? Number 2. How did online selling help people financially in the middle of community quarantine?
Good day everyone, my name is Dana Mara Sipina Birodan from grade 12 Stephen, and I am from group 12 researcher. For today I will discuss the survey question part 1. Question number 1. Online selling is more profitable in this time of pandemic. Yes, in today's time of pandemic, online selling is more profitable because not everyone can go to the store itself, because people now avoid going to crowded places to ensure their safety, so they will prefer to buy it online. Number 2. Online selling is easier to operate than physical store. Yes, it is easier to operate online selling now because in our situation now, there's a pandemic going on. People would rather just keep quiet at home and buy online than go to the store itself to prevent the spread of the disease. Question number 2. Pandemic made me start online selling because if there's no pandemic that is happening now, it is not easy to sell online. Because if there's no pandemic, people would prefer go to the store to see the product itself. But because of the pandemic, people prefer to buy online shopping. So more people are selling online now because there's a pandemic going on. Question number 4. People tend to spend more time shopping online. States that people spend their leisure time shop online, especially we are quarantined and bored in our house, so some of us are always done this every time. It also helps other people for their source of income because some people are unemployed because of the pandemic. Question number 5. Competition is a big factor in online selling. Yes. Competition is important in online selling because it enables you to identify your specific and unique traits that are appealing to customers. Identifying and harnessing these traits will enable you to market your business more effectively. This is also good consumer when more people can afford to buy products. It encourages business owner to produce and boost the economy in general, and also encourage business owners to improve the quality of goods and services they sell to attract more customers.
The second set of questions focuses on whether or not online selling can help you earn more or if it can help you sustain your needs in the middle of a pandemic. And these are the following questions. Do you think online selling can help you be financially stable in the middle of a quarantine? The seventh question, do you think online selling can help you buy your needs? The eighth question, do you think online selling can help you pay your house bills? The ninth question, do you think that online selling can help you earn more than in physical stores? And the last question, do you think that online selling can help you be financially stable in the middle of a pandemic?
Third part, the following survey questions are the online selling perks that you need to consider when you start this business. First, do you think online selling can be a lifelong investment? This question can be able to encourage people to start their business since online can be a huge and appropriate platform to use at this time of pandemic, as people mostly do online shopping instead of going outside. Number two, do you think online selling can replace going outside to buy things? People can surely relate that online selling can replace going outside because it was more convenient, safe, and fast way to avail common necessities needed by individuals and families. Number 3. Do you think online selling opens up opportunities for other jobs such as package, careers, and SAC? Online selling does not just benefit the sellers, but also the people who are involved in packaging, delivering, and customizing your order. Due to this is not just opens opportunity but literally helping the people in the community find jobs. Number 4. Do you think online stores such as Shopee and Lazada have the capability to prevent users from being scammed? Since during pandemic, crime such as scamming is widespread, people often blame then these online stores have no control with the issue, but they are responsible for guiding their sellers and customers to provide a better and safe business platform for them. Number 5. Do you think online stores such as Shopee and Lazada have the capability to prevent its seller from being scammed by its user? As what I have said, these online stores have to control with this, but they have to give resources and warnings for the sellers and buyers that they are safe with the online stores they're in.
In this part, we will tackle chapter 4 and 5 of our conducted study. In the first statement, 100% of the respondents have agreed that online selling is profitable in this time of pandemic. And as stated by Victor Barrero Jr. 2020, business data platform Statista projected 3.54 billion in revenue in the e-commerce segment in the Philippines. The researchers, think that online selling is indeed a profitable job to overcome our needs in this time of pandemic. Given that 85.7% of the respondents have agreed and 14.3% disagreed, so online selling is easier to operate than in physical stores. According to Sam Smith, e-commerce consultant in DoFinder, one of the main advantages of having an online business is that you break physical barriers. You do not depend on people passing through your stores or the number of grocery you have delivered to mailboxes or you have given the people passing through your stores. The researchers also assume that the reason for most of our respondents agreeing to this is the fact that you can simply manage your business in the comfort of your home. That includes packaging, the order, shipping, and such. In the statement, pandemic made me start online selling. 80% of our respondents have agreed to this, while 20% of the respondents have disagreed. We, the researchers, assumes that pandemic has made most of our respondents to start their online business to overcome their everyday needs. And as specified by Victor Barrera Jr., Corinne Mangao quit her job as a customer representative to take care of her 9-month-old baby during the pandemic. She stayed home and decided to sell baked items in the community Facebook group to make ends meet. And for the 20% of our respondents who disagree, we think that even before pandemic has started, they have they have already start online business to secure their financial status. Seeing that 97.1% of our respondents have agreed to the statement, people tend to spend their time in online shopping in this time of pandemic, we the researchers made the assumption that the reason for this is that because of pandemic, they can go outside often and online shopping is the safest way to shop and buy their anything they want in an in a Facebook community or e-commerce app like Shopee and Lazada. For the fifth and last statement for this survey question part 1, 100% of our respondents have agreed that to the statement online competition is a big factor in online selling. As Naomi Bolton stated, before branching out to e-commerce, it is important to know what kind of competition you will be facing. If you're selling something readily available from other online retailers, you might struggle to gain foothold unless you can offer more competitive price. In the final analysis, we, the researchers, assumes that online selling is indeed a profitable income in this time of pandemic, and this answers the sub-problem question number 1. Ever since the pandemic started, people have been losing their jobs left and right, and with the data we have gathered, we can conclude that online selling can be a business for people to meet their needs, even if we don't experience a pandemic.
Now here are the results for our survey questions. For our sixth question, can online selling help you be financially stable in the middle of a community quarantine? 100% of our respondents said yes. And for the seventh question, do you think that online selling can help you provide your needs? 91.2% of the respondents said yes, while the remaining 8.8% of them answered no. According to Victor Barrero Jr., a 24-year-old who earns about 2,000 pesos a day, says that it's enough to pay for her baby's food, diaper, and even vaccination needs. What this shows is that the survey results for the question 6 and 7 is that they are accurate. From what the researchers have gathered, a large majority of our respondents said yes to this. But why is that? The reason could be is that since the pandemic started, everyone has started online selling for things such as masks and alcohol, which are in a high demand nowadays. And with that, it's only natural for their profit to get higher. In the eighth question, do you think online selling can help you pay your house bills? 82.9% of our respondents said yes, while the remaining 17.1% said no. Considering that online sellers are exempted from paying their taxes according to the BIR, then chances are they earn more money without the added tax. And with the average rent price here in the Philippines, which is 10 to 20,000 pesos, from the online rental places the researchers have seen, the researchers have concluded that it depends on how much money you earn on your online business whether or not you can pay your rent. In the ninth question, it says, do you think online selling can help you earn more than in physical stores? 68.6% of our respondents said yes, while the other 31.4% answered no. According to Sam Smith, an e-commerce consultant in DoFinder with a local business, you can only attract customers who come to your store. With the internet, it doesn't matter where the customers are. It only matters how good your product is. And also, if you have a shop, dropshipping allows you to open new lines of products to diversify your revenue streams without making a big investment. Remember that the key is to find a good provider. This shows that having an online business will make a seller earn even more income, as customers don't need to go outside. With only internet products, they are easily found, and sellers could have an opportunity to release new products without having big investments. For the 10th and final question for the second set, do you think that you would earn more money if you're in a well-established e-commerce such as Shopee and Lazada? 94.3% of our respondents said yes, while the other 5.7% of the respondents said no. A big majority of them have said yes to this, and rightfully so. Shopee and Lazada are two of the biggest e-commerces here in the Philippines, and being partnered up with them only increases your chance of earning more profit. And with that, Lazada states that selling in their e-commerce gives you more visibility so that more people can see your stores. And they also have exclusive access to marketing solutions and content which can help you in developing your online store. In the 11th question, do you think online selling can be a lifelong investment? 60% answered yes, while the remaining 40% answered no. As stated by Entrepreneur Asia Pacific, online selling is one of the best investments you can make. Because of its increase in sales over the years, limitless freedom, and access to the worldwide market. Most of our respondents answered yes, but as researchers can see why some of our respondents said no, because online selling is a hard thing to manage for a long period of time. The 12th question, can online selling replace going outside to buy things? 82.9% of our respondents said yes, while the remaining 17.1% answered no. Going outside to buy things have been dangerous nowadays because of the pandemic. And most of our respondents agree because online selling is a much safer alternative than going outside. Even when COVID-19 hasn't even started yet, most people are usually fond of online selling rather than going to physical stores. And according to BBC News, retailers have seen a huge spike in online sales. So with that, online selling has been one of the most helpful things right now in the middle of a pandemic. The 13th question, do you think online selling opens up opportunities for other jobs such as package carriers? 97.1% of our respondents answered yes, while the remaining 2.9% answered no. Selling online has a number of advantages over selling by traditional methods, including making savings in setup and operational costs. You don't need to rent high street premises, pay shop assistants, or answer a lot of pre-sales queries. Our respondents agree to this, and that should be because we are in a pandemic and people have lost their jobs. And opening up an online business means that you need someone to ship and package out your orders.
For the question, do you think online stores such as Shopee and Lazada have the capability to prevent users from being scammed? 48.6% of our respondents have answered yes, while 51.4% of our respondents answered no. As stated by Mary R. 2020, developers and owners only want to deliver the best service to their customers who can be sellers or buyers. They also said that sellers and consultants or whoever is in charge of the betterment of the said online shops must regulate the transactions made within their business, and according to the mandate of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. And the researchers also assume that the reason for the 51.4% who answered no is that they know how to handle scammers or last question, do you think that online stores such as Shopee and Lazada have the capability to prevent its sellers from being scammed by its users? The table shows that 57.1% of our respondents answered yes, while 42.9% of our respondents answered no. And as have mentioned earlier in the last question, Mary R. stated that they want their best for their customers who can be sellers or buyers. The final analysis, the researchers figured out that online selling could be a lifelong investment for the people, even if we don't experience a pandemic. In online selling, most of the people prefer to shop online. In that case, sellers could gain a lot of customers each and every day. These are just some things that we should consider once you start to think of building your own online business.
The recommendation. Number 1. The researcher would like to recommend that online selling in the midst of pandemic can help financially and have more extra income. In the midst of pandemic, it is the safest way to have more extra income because even if you're unemployed employee, you can said. Number 2. The researcher would like to recommend or encourage using the apps like Shopee and Lazada to gain more sale in customer. Because if you have an online selling, I would recommend you to sell in Shopee or Lazada for more chance of customer. Because many people using this app to buy and to buy online. Number 3. The researcher suggests that posting social media through Facebook, other people living in the different places can see the item to be sold. Because posting in social media, that customer can identify what is the item to be sold, and they spend more time surfing in social media.
The researchers recommend and prove that, according to the result of the research itself, people who answered the survey questions agree that online selling truly helps individuals and families to sustain their financial needs despite of the challenges and difficulties brought by COVID-19 pandemic. The researchers also implies that online selling scheme is a good opportunity to grab, not just because of financial needs due to pandemic, but because online selling would be a better lifelong investment due to its demand and
This research also aims to encourage people to try this kind of SIM because it is much more safer, accessible, and different types of people such as workers, OFWs, ordinary people or people with disability are also capable of selling through online. That will be a big help in supporting their day life. Researchers can recommend that the following recommendation above can be considered due to the data we seek and gathered above. All else, the data itself show the possibilities that the statement said above are successfully attained once you start online selling business.